Hey guys, Adam Lovell here from KnuckleTFUp.com. That's KnuckleTFUp.com. We're here to talk about what else? It's Friday night, so we're going to talk about One Championships Friday fights from tonight, October 3rd, 2025. We're just going to jump right into this, guys. I got a couple fights to discuss. We got a one fight night that's probably going on right now as I speak. We got a Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view tomorrow night. We have RWS that is going on, I think, early tomorrow morning. So once again, I'm flooded with a lot of shows that is sometimes hard for me to keep up with. But Friday Fights is one of my absolute favorites, so let's jump into it. It was early this morning, Friday morning here in the East Coast. I'm in Pennsylvania. Of course, that was Friday night in Thailand. Crazy time zones, right? But the first fight here was Nong Moss taking on Naruto. Commentary seemed to say Nong Moss was controlling round one, but I didn't really see anybody control round one. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of this fight. Round two, pretty even once again. Both fighters look calm, and that's sort of a nice way of saying they weren't super active here. Now, they were active. Not every fight has to be balls to the wall, crazy, nonstop, but I wish they were, kind of. You know, this was sort of like find your pace, keep your distance, figure things out. It went back and forth. I thought it was pretty damn even fight overall. Not exciting, but both guys got a fair amount of shots in and decent strikes, and both of them had a decent amount of power here. But again, it was a lot of backing up, finding your space, coming in, getting some shots, backing up, pretty much the whole way like that. I suspect the judges would give this to the guy I thought lost, and that's exactly what happens. Nong Moss won by split decision. At least it was a split decision, okay? Because, of course, I thought Naruto won. But overall, I didn't really care because I didn't think it was a great fight. Now, again, technicality-wise, both these guys are excellent, okay? They're good fighters. They're incredibly trained and disciplined. But I'm talking about an American fan who watches Muay Thai to see someone kick someone's ass. And that's what I wanted to see here. That's not what happened here. It was a split decision fight. And look, guys, just stop letting your fights go to the judges. The judges are terrible. They so often get it wrong. I mean, obviously wrong. And we're going to see that here in just a few minutes. But the first fight here was okay technicality-wise. Okay in regards to both guys knowing what they were doing. But a little boring for an opening fight. Just my opinion. The next one, we brought out the ladies. It was Tang Tang versus Cynthia Flores. Now, Flores here, man, her arms were cut up more than mine. You know what I mean? She was a beast of a looking woman. Not gigantic, but she was strong. She was brutal, and she used that. She found her distance immediately, and Tang Tang was still trying to figure out what was going on. Tang Tang is good, avoiding a lot of strikes. I mean, she was good at dodging and countering. Tang Tang was absolutely counterfighting here and doing a good job of it, but Torres kept pressing forward. And that allowed Tang Tang to retaliate, to counter for sure, and she did a decent job of it. But Flores hit big shots in round one, big shots in round two. Tang Tang was good at avoiding the major shots. She didn't get her ass knocked out because her skill and her quickness allowed her to dodge and avoid some of Flores' best shots. But she's clearly winning the battle after 2 rounds. In the third round, Torres' constant pressure and bomb shots was going to win her this fight. Again, like I said, Tang Tang was good. She countered and got some shots of her own, but most of Tang Tang's countering was used to just dodge and keep herself from getting knocked out, which is good on her. She had a nice chin on her. But in the end of this, after what I felt was pretty much dominance by Flores, it went to the judges, and they gave the win by unanimous decision. No, not to Flores, to Tang Tang. Now, no offense to Tang Tang. Like I said, her skill at countering and getting out of the way of major headshots so as to not be knocked out was great. She was very good at that. But Flores so clearly won this fight. Her forward aggression, she landed more shots. She looked better in just about every way. I'm not saying Flores dominated, but she dominated in regard to putting the pressure on, in regard to coming forward, in regard to taking and landing shots. There is no way Tang Tang won this fight. And even if you wanted to argue that she could have won it by split decision, which I disagree with, there's no way in hell Tang Tang won this by unanimous decision. No way. This really disgusted me. This was the worst decision I have seen in one championship, and I've seen some bad ones. This one was the worst ever. Tang Tang by unanimous decision. Pathetic. Next up, we had Eric Lewis taking on Muhammad Amariev. Kicks upon kicks from both men here. The first round literally was these two guys just kicking the hell out of each other. Low kicks, mid kicks, high kicks. Some of them blocked by each man, by Muhammad and by Eric. Both of them did some good blocking, but they landed a lot of kicks too. I don't remember the last time I've seen a round so full of kicks as the first round was here. But Muhammad stalled that and went forward after that, okay? Lewis got some solid blows in, but they didn't seem to hurt Muhammad very well at all. He didn't seem damaged by them. Round 2 was my style of fighting here. Both men were legit non-stop striking each other all around. I mean, not just flurries, just a constant barrage of strikes, elbows, spinning back fists. It was Muay Thai done right, if you will, at least in regard to my taste. I'm leaning in. When I start leaning in on this desk chair, putting the arm on the desk and leaning in and being and intently watching while still trying to take screenshots to put up here when I do these videos, you know it's a very fun fight to watch. They both have to be exhausted at this point, but there's another round to go. Who won round 2? The fans won round 2, that's for sure. It was nonstop action. Round 3 saw both men pretty tired, but they still went nonstop. Some of the blows were clearly not as hard because they're almost exhausted at this point. Not as hard as the second round, but still a very good. I like this one. But once again, guys, rounds 2 and round 3, just beating the shit out of each other. I love it. But nobody could end the fight. Nobody could take down their opponent. Both Muhammad and Eric just went the distance in a beautiful, beautiful fight. The kind that I absolutely love, cherish, and adore. But what a shame that no one could take the other out, because now it's going to these judges who just gave the last fight to somebody who clearly didn't win. I'm sorry, I'm not a judge, and I'm not a Muay Thai expert, but nobody could watch that ladies fight and say Tang Tang won that fight unanimously. Nobody, except maybe Tang Tang's family. Yes, I'm still stuck on that. But here we had Eric Lewis and Muhammad Amariev go the distance. This was a split decision, which was most likely the right decision because it was a very tight one, a very tight fight. And they give the win here to Eric Lewis. I'm not mad about it. I just wish fights like this didn't go to the judges. Because, you know, look, it's better to see someone decisively win, no question about it. But here, I'm not questioning it, but Eric Lewis wins by split decision. The fourth fight of the night, the Muay Thai fight, the fourth Muay Thai fight, if you will, was Liam Pett taking on Tepkamin, and they went back and forth with strikes right as soon as the bell sounded. They just came in here hard and fast, but Liam Pett knocks Tepkamin down with a hard right elbow in the first round. Right towards the end of the round. It was very even, very well hard fought, lean in kind of fight. I'm really enjoying it. But right about 6 seconds before round 1 ends, Liam Pett knocks Tepkamin down. Now, this is interesting because in round 2, Tepkamin exploded. Like he got up off his stool like someone shot him out of a cannon. And there's no other way. He overwhelmed Liam Pett, knocking him down 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. And 3 knockdowns in a round is a TKO victory. And that's what happens here. Liam Pett gets knocked down 3 times in a row after Liam Pett was the one that knocked Tepkamin down. Tepkamin wins this in an overwhelming, unbelievable fashion. This is what I want to see, man. This is what I absolutely love. Have the guts and the fortitude to take your opponent out. And that's what Tepkamin did here. He got knocked down. Second round, he's like, oh, hell no. And he came forward and did what he had to do to win by knockout victory. Beautiful. I absolutely love this one because this is what I want to see these fighters do. Have the guts, the determination, and the willpower to say, hell no, I'm winning this and I'm going to knock my opponent down and out to prove that I'm the better fighter. Awesome. The fifth fight of the night was Falakit taking on Mohamed Redho. very active round one. Red Ho coming out forward, but Falakit more accurate with his power. So Red Ho came out very, very aggressive. Threw a lot of strikes, but Falakit was just more accurate with his shots, and I think a little bit more powerful. Very solid work from both, though, in round one. Round two was all Falakit. He overwhelmed Red Ho, knocked him down twice. Boom, boom. Down twice in the same round. Red Ho did try to come back, though. He got up both times and came back strong for the remainder of round two and was very active. This was a very fun fight to watch. Even though, yes, Red Ho got knocked down twice in round two, he looked very disgusted after the second knockdown, looked at the ref like that wasn't a knockdown. That shouldn't have been a knockdown. He was knocked down. And he came back and he knew he really needed to take Falakit out. Take him down, take him out, or at least take him down and get one of those knockdowns back. He did not do that for the remainder of round two. Okay, he could not get the knockdown. The third round was more great fighting with both men looking solid as hell. This was a great fight, but once again, they've left it in the hands of the judges. So now, I'm pretty sure we know who's got to win this, right? It's got to be the guy who got the 2 knockdowns in 3 rounds. Now, they were both in the second round, but that doesn't matter. We got one gentleman who got 2 knockdowns, right? And the other gentleman who got none. So Red Ho has 0 knockdowns. Falakit has 2. So Falakit has to win this, right? Well, thank God the judges got this one right. By unanimous decision, they gave it to Falakit. And I suppose he did win. He did win convincingly with the 2 knockdowns, but you never know with these judges. Maybe they could have said that Red Ho won round 1 and 3, and Falakit only won round 2, but they didn't. They gave it to Falakit, thankfully. But my God, I hate when they leave it in the hands of the judges. I can't say that enough. I can't say it enough. In any fight organization, don't leave it up to the judges. They get it wrong too often. Here they got it right, in my opinion. But you couldn't have missed that. I mean, you'd have to be a raging idiot to have missed that. Next night was the 6th fight of the night. It was all Panpadet taking on Pet Pupa, and pretty even first round. But I'd say Panpadet got a little more shots in, but again, it was pretty close back and forth action. Hard to call first round, but I would say Panpadet got it with just being a little bit more active. And the second round began with even more action as both men stood up, striking one another hard. They came off the stools hard and fast, right at each other, striking. Panpadet simply won the striking battle when he nailed Pet Pupa with a stiff right jab that sent him to the canvas. It was a stiff right jab to the jaw, and down he went. Pet Pupa got up, but he was not with it. He was in La La Land, right? The referee looked into his eyes and saw that, called it off, giving the win by knockout to Pandapet in an excellent battle. And it was Pandapet's birthday even. He talked about using some of his winning money to give himself a birthday party. First real birthday party he's ever had. That was kind of comical, kind of cool to see. But this was excellent. Like, this is what I'm talking about. 2 out of 3 rounds. The winner was by knockout, right? Pandapet won by knockout decisively in a good back and forth battle that lasted 2 rounds. This is what I want to see on these shows. Get the judges out there. Let the judges get so bored they fall asleep. We don't need judges. Fighting is better without them. The 7th fight was Pinkachai versus Singtanawat. Both men fought well, but Pinkachai had harder and faster strikes, dominating from the middle of round 1 until the end of round 1, knocking Singtanawat down 3 times in the first round. This was over quick, ended before the first round was over. Singtanawat wins it by TKO, knocking his opponent Pinkachai down 3 times in round 1. Now, some people will say, Adam, you really like these uncompetitive fights? Yes, I do. Do I want them to purposely book uncompetitive fights? No, and I don't think they do. So I enjoy it when what most think is going to be a great fight comes out one-sided. When a guy is that damn determined to win in 1 round, I'm going to put this away. I don't get paid by the hour. I don't get paid by the minute. I'm going to win it as quickly as I can. And they accomplish that, you know, the way that Pinkachai did. I can't fault that at all. Very enjoyable. Next up was the co-main event. It was the 8th fight of the night that saw Tyson Harrison taking on Parham Garati. Holy hell, Harrison had an incredible chin because Garati came out and pounded this guy's face and made it look like hamburger. I hate to talk this way because it sounds like I'm insulting one of the fighters when I'm not. It's just the truth. I mean, I think a lot of people had high hopes for Harrison here. He came in on a roll. but he got taken out here. Round 2, more dominance, more hamburger out of Harrison's face, but Harrison, for quite a while, refused to drop. He fought back somewhat, not a lot, but he fought back somewhat, tried to come back, tried to get some stiff jabs, tried to maybe get a wild swing in for a knockout. Couldn't get it done, of course. He could only take so much. Harrison gets back into the corner, gets beaten down, drops hard in the corner like a sack of flour, and the referee just says, this is over. He could tell. You could hear him asking Harrison before the second round began, are you ready to fight? And he's like, yeah. He goes, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm ready. The referee had questions at the beginning of the second round. He was pounded up, beaten up pretty badly, and he goes down, like I said, like a sack of flour early in the second round in the corner, giving the win to Parham Garati, the Iranian, in a big knockout victory in the semi-main event quickly of round 2. So these knockouts, these non-judge determining fights have picked up. And I very much appreciate that. They're just more exciting, they're just more fun, and they're absolutely decisive as hell. And it was time for the main event of the night here. It was the 9th Muay Thai fight. It was about the 12th fight of the show. I skipped over 2 MMA and a kickboxing. Only into Muay Thai, folks. The main event of the night that saw Warapon take on Konkula. Now, Warapon came in a little overweight, like 2 pounds overweight. Now, they still have the fight, but he can't win a bonus no matter what. And I don't know if the loser gets part of his purse or what, but it throws the fight off a little bit. 2 pounds isn't that big of a difference, though. Ultimately, he was overweight. I'm not saying he wasn't, but it wasn't like he had some big advantage because he was 2 pounds heavier, right? But you would have thought he was 22 pounds heavier because Warapon took control and dominated all around one, knocking Konkula down 3 times, winning by TKO in the first round of the fight. It was a blast to watch. Again, 5 of 9 of these fights now were knockouts or TKOs, making this a very good and exciting show. I really loved this one, but like I said, winner of the main event was Warapon, knocking the hell out of Konkula to stand victorious in the center of the ring to end this Friday fight program. Great stuff. Back on track. Last week, I think what did I give the show? 7.5 or something, or a 7. It really wasn't as good as I'm used to these shows being. This was back on track, but I'm only going to give it a 9 only. 9's a very good score. This probably would have gotten a 10 for me, except for that ladies fight where they gave the unanimous victory to Tang Tang in a ridiculous decision. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, taking a full point off for that ridiculous decision, but still very, very good. One Muay Thai is some of my favorite fighting out there. I'll be back to talk more about it and more shows this weekend. Please subscribe to the YouTube, knuckletfup.com. Adam Lavelle. I appreciate your support, and I'll be back with more combat sports discussion before you know it.